Hello, my name is Humphrey, and this talk is about our paper, Breaking Badge, Augmenting Communication with Wearable AAC Displays, undertaken by myself and fellow HCI researchers at King's College London. People with complex communication needs can use augmentative and alternative communication systems and devices to support their evolving communication abilities. Most commonly, AAC devices involve user input for audio output, as the device generates dialogue using a synthetic voice. Although this could be critical for non-verbal people living with complex communication needs, the design of this mainstream AAC technology often fails to embrace and enhance minimally verbal users' pre-existing communication strengths and abilities. Considering these factors, researchers have advocated for more low-tech AAC interventions and greater interdisciplinary AAC research to improve AAC expression and interaction possibilities. Therefore, in this paper, we present the first contribution to explore badge form factors to support people living with complex communication needs, specifically people living with the language impairment aphasia. Aphasia is an acquired language impairment, most likely caused by stroke or other forms of damage to the language centers of the brain. It can affect reading, writing, speech, and comprehension, but intelligence remains unaffected. We co-designed directly with communities living with aphasia, eventually resulting in two wearable AAC prototypes that take a strengths-based approach by augmenting and scaffolding the pre-existing verbal and non-verbal communication abilities of communities living with aphasia. In terms of chronology, we began with 3 co-design sessions with people living with aphasia, which established contextual communication challenges. This was then followed by tangible low-fidelity prototyping and divergent-convergent wireframing of wearable AAC displays. In Co-Design Workshop 1, we predominantly focused on exploration of communication challenges. Context cards, abstract and concrete questioning supported participants to share their challenging communication experiences. Using insights gathered from Workshop 1, in Co-Design Workshop 2, we developed scenario stations where participants prototyped a high volume of low-fidelity wearable AAC displays to support their communication abilities. Participants designed for someone who is not me. These SWEM techniques helped establish a broader constituency, which is critical given the greatly varied language abilities of people living with aphasia. Co-Design Workshop 3 focused on divergent and convergent prototyping of wearable AAC badges. Initially, DALI text-to-image prompts supported creative risk-taking and a high volume of divergent ideas. Then participants transitioned to convergent prototyping using paper-based materials and a Canvas web application with built-in design restrictions. Thematic analysis of the co-design workshops resulted in 2 themes and 10 sub-themes. Theme 1 considered the ableism and discrimination that is often experienced living with an invisible disability. Participants with aphasia reflected upon experiences of ableist discrimination due to the hidden nature of their disability. Furthermore, participants revealed that even close friends and family members sometimes overlook the severity of their disability. Turning to the second theme, participants recognized that assistive devices and total communication practices could enhance their confidence and communication abilities. This theme considered adopted strategies that empower participants' communication in their day-to-day lives. In public domains, participants with aphasia use walking sticks, hidden disability lanyards, and badges to signify their underlying disability and increase chances of community support. Following scenario-based prototyping, we recorded 16 wearable AAC participant designs. Overall, participants expressed a strong preference for AAC badge form factors, with 8 low-fidelity smartbadge prototypes. Notable designs included a cross-device smartbadge that supports seat requesting, a smartbadge to quieten excessive crowd noise, an attachable smartbadge to inform of underlying stroke/aphasia, plus inform of difficulties walking, and a lanyard display to support difficulties with ordering drinks and request further support for carrying. We also facilitated divergent and convergent exploration of different AAC badge designs. 9 co-authored DALI text-to-image prompts divergently generated 36 wearable AAC badges. Participants also used a web app for wireframing different badge designs that inform people of their stroke and aphasia, difficulties with communication, and challenges accessing seating. Informed by the co-design workshops, We then built two complementary low-input wearable AAC prototypes to scaffold people with aphasia's communication. The InkTalker Smartbadge is a mechanical input and low-power customizable eInk AAC Smartbadge designed to support communication in common situations. The InkTalker prototype can support communication in a variety of contexts. You can use the InkTalker to ask for help, let others know of invisible disability, seat request in public spaces, inform others of stroke and aphasia, and can be used to communicate interests. Finally, you can also use the InkTalker to let others know of your preferred communication modes and communication strengths. Plus, the InkTalker can be worn in a variety of locations. WalkieTalkie is an iOS app that converts the wearer's smartphone into a low-input wearable AAC display, supporting multimodal forms of communication with strangers. Use the WalkieTalkie to display badges to support your personal needs. The WalkieTalkie can be worn in conjunction with a hidden disabilities lanyard. The app can be used to grab attention in public spaces and request seats, or be used to emphasize the wearer's minimal dialogue with symbols. The WalkieTalkie app can be used to identify objects in photos. Finally, the app provides a cognitively light search assistant. Freely wear the WalkieTalkie in a variety of locations. Both prototypes, the InkTalker Smartbadge and WalkieTalkie app, were then evaluated during complementary workshops. Initially, a focus group facilitated questionnaires and group discussion about both prototypes. Following this, participants voluntarily proceeded to an experience prototyping workshop and role-play with both devices. In terms of procedure, the experience prototyping workshop involved interactions with both devices, with an SLT acting as conversation partner. Video analysis was used to investigate the class-based interactions performed by participants during the role-playing tasks. In terms of feedback for both devices, the InkTalker's eInk had aesthetic and nostalgic appeal. The long battery life was popular, and rechargeable versions were suggested for future testing. Many liked the customizability and wanted to use the partner web canvas software. Many approved of the multiple badge displays. In terms of refinements, the most prevalent critique focused on making the buttons bigger to be more accessible for one-handed inputs. Turning to the WalkieTalkie app, many appreciated using the app with one hand with a supplementary crossbody lanyard. Furthermore, many approved of the slow sunflower display and were pleased to raise awareness for the Hidden Disabilities charity. Many appreciated the ability to create new badge displays. In particular, Janet thought the app would be very helpful for communicating through glass barriers at train stations. In terms of refinement, some more verbal participants were hesitant to use the device in public. Equally, some interface buttons were identified as too small. Turning to outcomes from interaction analysis, in total we coded 248 instances of interaction, with the researcher assisting device interactions on just 10 occasions. Whilst performing more dexterous interactions with the AAC device, participants successfully employed conversational fillers, for example and to signal to the conversation partner for patience. Importantly, both AAC devices did not appear to interfere with natural pathways of communication. Our findings provide insights on the potential of using smartbadges and wearable AAC displays to support communication for people with communication challenges. During experience prototyping, participants were able to quickly use both devices to supplement their pre-existing communication abilities. Equally, both AAC devices look to support users just during communication breakdowns as safety nets, unlike mainstream AAC interventions. Importantly, the AAC displays also support customizable device placement, depending on user preference, bodily paralysis, arm braces, crossbody bags, and walking sticks. Notably, in terms of input, both devices operate differently to pre-existing AAC, requiring low amounts of user input and designed to be used as a supplemental prop for communication. To conclude, with increased barriers to long-term speech and language therapy, for many people living with complex communication needs, we need more intuitive AAC interventions, which better augment and scaffold the pre-existing multimodal communication abilities of their user. In this work through co-design and appropriating from existing technologies used by people living with aphasia, we shift towards more socially regulatable and interdependent low-input wearable AAC technologies. Many thanks for watching.